welcome back to Skincare and Beauty with Perky Perkins, where I do a lot of unboxings, skincare, and makeup tutorials, and I also do product reviews along the way. So today I'm so excited because the Beautylist order for the Bloodlust collection has arrived. So my Beautylist order finally arrived a week later, which was a little bit of a bummer, only because on my original confirmation it had actually showed that I would get my Bloodlust collection by Wednesday. It said Tuesday to Wednesday, so I was a little disappointed on that. I wish they would give us more accurate lead times, especially when I only live 45 minutes away from the warehouse. I could have literally just gone and pick it up myself, but they don't allow that, I guess. But anyways, let's get to it and begin opening her up. Now, I could not wait. So I've already, opened up a little bit and started seeing what's inside my box. So, and again, I did order through Beautylist because technically speaking, Beautylist is still much faster 99% of the times than Jeffree Star's main website, because on average they will ship out orders within 1 to 2 business days from purchase, and they typically always do priority shipping, like 2-day shipping via FedEx. So that's why I tend, whenever possible, to order through them. So here's my box. It says who actually built my box. It just says packed by CL, and they always have such beautiful packaging and wrapping. Like, a lot of people actually use this particular wrapping to do other arts and crafts, because this is basically sheet paper of all the Jeffree Star tattoos, which is super cool. I mean, look at this presentation. Like, they have so much packing, so much materials, which yes, can be a little wasteful, but do you rather be safe than sorry and have to wait for a replacement, or possibly not even get one, especially when it's a sellout like this? And of course, right on top is my Bloodlust palette. And this is the little freebie they sent me. Let's see. It's an Orbi product. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. So it's a product. Here's the Queen Bee collection. Let me put this down. Here's all the beautiful shades. Now, I'm not going to be going into these because I don't typically do purples, and I have already a couple different purple lipsticks from Jeffree, so I'm going to use the ones I currently have versus starting new ones. So I'm going to set this aside. And then it came with the 5 metal straws, which comes with 4 metal straws, 3 bent, 1 straight, and it comes with the cleaner, which is very cool. I need to begin using these more often. And then I got the 5 glosses for the launch. Now again, I want to get use of the current gloss I own that I got from my Valentine's Day mystery box, so I'll be using that today. And at the bottom, the Bloodlust mirror, sealed and all. My trusty dandy knife. A crown for a queen. But this is such a cute mirror, honestly. Look at that. Wow, finally a mirror to fit my big head. Look at that. Let's open the actual star of the show. Because I peeked in to see what was in there, but I didn't actually open anything up. The unicorn is so pretty, in my opinion. The detailing is stunning, and I thought it was genius in a way that they actually made these little bumpers so it could take the impact of shipping if anything were to happen. if it got, you know, shuffled around during transports, because it goes through different levels between manufacturing, the warehouses, main warehouse, to, you know, the distributors. There's a lot that happens that you can definitely tell with how they're perforated right there. It moved around quite a bit. So now let's get my beautiful palette out. I just absolutely love the material. It's so stunning. It's kind of like a velvet texture. It has kind of like a jewelry clasp or something like that. It's very cute. And you actually lift it up. Holy moly. See that? But I'm very glad my mirror came with a cover. Look at all those scratches. So it's gone through something, that's for sure. And it has a nice thick paper here, or plastic I should say. Ooh, it's actually some kind of material in here. Feels very luxe. Like it's literally feels, look at that. Feels like some kind of material. It has all these really cool kind of leaf detailing, or filigree, I think it's called. It's very cool. Now I will mention that if you look at my palette, if you look closely at my palette, there is a couple shades that seem to be not sitting perfectly inside. They're slightly crooked, but in my opinion, it's not a big deal. They're not broken. And as long as they still perform, it's gonna be perfectly fine for me. Leave it to the neighbors to decide to begin blaring music while I'm trying to film, right? But anyways, so I'm not gonna go through the full swatching and all that jazz, only because I know there's so many videos at this point out there with swatches, and I have a good friend here on YouTube, ChristopherJMUA, which he did an extensive, detailed review and did all the swatches on different lighting, angles, etc. So I'm gonna actually pin his video below so that you guys could check that out, because why do you want to waste another 20-30 minutes? I'm being dramatic, but you know, it takes a long time to do swatches, and we're pretty much showing you the exact same thing. I've come to that realization, and especially because swatches don't really matter at the end of the day, because how they perform on your arm is very different than how they perform on my eyes or anyone's eyes. Also, in case you don't know, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is a vegan, cruelty-free brand. Now, this palette does have pressed pigments, which means they do have pressed pigments that are considered not eye safe. That is a regulatory thing that they have to state in all their palettes, because that means it can cause staining or irritation on the eyes. Now, most of us honestly ignore that because it still performs. Just be prepared. You might have, especially with purples, reds, and blues, you're gonna have most likely some staining. Also makes those that have severe allergies be more cautious when they're trying out product, and double check the ingredients basically. But don't freak out, because I know I've seen a lot of people like, oh my god, why would you sell something that's not eye safe? That is something that they have to put for the FDA, otherwise they get in trouble. They have to warn you about it. At least it's not chunky glitter, you know? So now, before we go any further, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, select all in your notifications, and we will begin the tutorial part. Again, at the end of the video, I will comment how I feel this palette performed. I have mature, hooded eyes. Right now, I actually already primed my eyes with the Jeffree Cosmetics Clean Canvas eyeshadow base. It's actually considered in shade medium, and I let it sit, and look, no creasing. I am an affiliate for Gerard Cosmetics, so if you would like to purchase it, use my code PerkyPerkins for 30% off. Now, let's go. Honestly, it's kind of hard to choose where I want to begin, but I'm feeling, honestly, high keying. Every time I glance over at the palette, that's just calling me. Layered with Betrayal and Pink Magic, those three are just speaking to me. So that's where I'm gonna begin. We're gonna begin with high key. And as always, my Hank & Henry beauty brushes. I'm using my Deli brush to begin. Now I'm gonna pack this on the outer above my crease area because I want it to be the more dominant shade, I guess you could call it. I've actually noticed that I like going in slightly darker for my crease colors and then working backwards lighter. But that's the nice thing about makeup. There's no rules really, in the sense that you could go with the shades however it works for you. I really like how you could do it darker or take it down and make it lighter. I think for now, this color is okay. I like how it's looking, but let's keep on building. I definitely want to deepen it up some more. Ooh, I want to try Dungeon. Great. I want to try Dungeon right here and put that more on the outer area. I'm going to use this flat brush by Hank & Henry. It's called the Nicole brush, to kind of try to shape a wing. See? Trying to go detailed as possible and then bring it in. I'm really liking this color. I'm taking it very softly because I don't want to overdo it. But I think it's applying very nicely. So far, not patchy. I'm going to take a smaller brush and try to buff it out a little bit. It's a Luxie 231 and back with Dungeon. And don't worry, the edging, I'm going to actually clean up the edge when I'm done since I didn't put no tape or anything today. Since I'm not 100% sure where I'm going, I'm going to continue just finishing this eye before I jump to this one. Next, I want to go into Betrayal. and apply that towards the center. Start off with a dry brush, which this is a Luxie 211. Now I want to take Beauty Sleep and pop that into the inner corner. This time I am going to spritz my brush. I don't like how that looks. So I'm going to go back and layer the trail on top of it. Now I'm going to go back to Dungeon to deepen it up again. I'm just taking this and dragging it through the above the crease, so it kind of gives it a little bit more depth. Hopefully I'm not messing it up. Anyways, I'm gonna buff it out. So this is the first one I used for high key. I'm gonna use it again with no extra product and just buff everything out. I might regret this, but I'm gonna add Royal Pain above, just lightly. Now that is so cool. I think it's cool. I guess I'll use Your Majesty, which is this white, kind of grayish tone actually. It's not a pure white. And I'm gonna use this flat edge brush from Doe Color. So far, I'm very happy, you guys, with how it's turning out. I'm gonna get off camera, finish my left eye, put some liner and mascara and lashes, most of the big stuff, and we'll be back to do my under eye. That way you guys are not sitting here seeing me do everything else that's not Jeffree Star related. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I did not finish my lashes only because I decided I wanted to do the under eye area. And since I won't be able to talk much longer because it sounds like my neighbors are having a party, I wanted to try and finish up my look as much as I could, you know what I mean? But let's put some lip products on this face because I look a little blocked. First thing I'm gonna do is apply it's a metallic gloss in Yummy. Next thing, I'm gonna use this dark brown shade it's called Mudslide from Gerard's Cosmetics. It's not bad so far. I'm gonna top it off with Zombie Kiss. I've only used it like twice for pictures actually, and it's a pretty shade. I just definitely needed a slightly darker color for a base. This is like totally vampire vibes. And this is actually one of those blouses that are dresses kind of thing. So it would totally fit. Before I go with my gloss, I'm gonna let it dry down. So let's put some highlight. The one thing I wish there would have been a highlight palette, because can you imagine all the beautiful purple shades for highlight? But it's been a while since I've used my Brain Freeze palette, so I brought it out. Thinking of using Cold Shoulder and Gold Breaker and mixing them together today. It's so satisfying having your highlight just pop and bring it all out. Sponge. It's dirty. I just used it to do all my base makeup. I like this sponge because it has all the nice corners. So for the under eye, I want something to contrast just a little bit. So I've been thinking about it, and I'm going in with Vile Serpent. That kind of foresty green is just so pretty. I need to use it. And I'm gonna use this dough color brush. Make sure it's nicely coated. Once it's blended out, I think it'll look good. Now with the small Monica brush, I'm gonna buff them out. Now on the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with, what jewel is this shade right here? I'm gonna use the side that has no pigment. I'm really liking this glitter shade or shimmer shade. So pretty. But I feel like going to Scandalous Water, that bluish tone, and just trying to see how it blends with that Vile Serpent. We'll see. Curious. Ooh, they layer very interesting. And then just buffing it out. So now let's put our gloss and see how this looks. It actually changed it kind of blue. Very interesting. All right, I'm gonna get off camera, put my liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. Total, you guys, vampire vibes, I feel. So while I was gone, I applied my Coffee Talk lashes in Logan today. They go in lightly here and kind of flutter out. And then I actually used my neon liner in Fresh from LA Girl because I really like these, and it just gives me like a subtle pop of color because it's so light. So I definitely, personally, I do like the look quite a bit. It's stepping outside my comfort zone, and as I've mentioned before, I'm really living for experimenting with new colors, new styles, new finishes. I spent so much of my life not being adventurous when it came to makeup that I was too afraid of color. I was too afraid to do liner because my eyes were so hooded. I didn't know how to make it work. So even though this is very different, it's very vampy, maybe not something you would go out with, I like it. I think it looks really cool. When I close my eyes, you could see more of the detailing. So like maybe what I should have done is just gone up a little bit higher with Dungeon. But again, I have hooded eyes, so it's kind of hard at times in making a balancing act. Or maybe I should have not gone so heavy in my bottom lash line. But overall, you guys, so happy with this palette. The colors performed beautifully. Like I actually ended up having, during the break, my eyes started watering so bad. Like my allergies have been acting up quite a bit the last few days, and I forgot to take an allergy pill today. So my left eye was just running, and I had to go back and, you know, add a little bit more color because it faded. Well, I should say it washed out actually, and it layered perfectly. It didn't give me any issues whatsoever, and it wasn't patchy, which I was surprised because many a times dark shades can be fairly patchy, especially for hooded eyes. That also leads me to the other thing. Having a great eyeshadow base will really help you with your application. Therefore, your eyeshadows will also last much longer. And in this case, they had something nice and somewhat tacky to stick on, basically. Let me know what you guys think of my look. Do you think this look was okay? Are you guys excited to see me do something a little bit different, maybe a little bit more subtle? Again, I know that green, I forgot what to call it again. I know Vile Serpent, this green right here, might have been a little bit too dark, but I just wanted a contrast. And again, I wanted the vampy vibes. But let me know what you guys think. I will definitely be creating another look with this palette and making a tutorial, maybe something a little bit more everyday instead of something so vibrant. But anyways, you guys, thank you so very much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember before you leave to hit that subscribe button, select all in your notifications, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.